I just heard on the news something that troubled me very deeply. Donald Trump had the Supreme Court side with him on removing Democrats that were duly elected. If our votes don't matter, then we don't matter. How did we get to this point? It didn't start with Trump, unfortunately. It actually started with Democrats. I know most of you are like, what? How? No, that can't be. But it is. I promise you, it is. Equal rights. I'm a strong believer in it across the board. Women to men to color. It doesn't matter. I believe we should all be equal across the board. Democrats did not make that as so. It started, I don't know, around Obama's era. I believe when the identify as junk came into play. Why is that such a bad thing? Because that is based on beliefs, and those beliefs were shoved down other people's throats. You identify as a cat and you force everyone to believe you're a cat. That's not based on factual information, that's based solely on beliefs. Or I am a man that identifies as a woman. But you have all the identifying parts of a man. You look like a man, you talk like a man, you walk like a man. You're a man. When you have that sex change to become a woman, then we can have that conversation. But until then, it is based solely on belief. Now, Democrats get bent all of hell when people shove their religion down their throats. That's their beliefs. But yet, Democrats did the same thing on this whole identify as. What you identify as, that's perfectly fine. You are entitled to your beliefs. But just like religion, there are houses of worship. You can do it in your home. There are groups that come together in designated areas to practice said beliefs. And I believe it should be followed as such. It should not be forced down anybody's throat, especially in the workplace. I can't tell you how many women come up to me really disheartened about there's a 6 foot tall man with a beard in the women's restroom says he's a lady, all because he wears a skirt. But he can see over the stalls. That makes me extremely uncomfortable. What do I do? Well, during that time, there was nothing I could do about that because it was forced upon us, someone else's beliefs. That's where it all started. That's why people voted for Trump. They got tired of others' beliefs being shoved upon them, but their beliefs were stuck on the back burner when all beliefs should have been handled equally. If it's a belief, take it to a house of worship. Take it to your house. Do group community settings, whatever it may be, but do not force it onto the public itself. That is a belief. It is not based in factual information. That's why you have people that has these things owning the libs or whatnot, because, well, liberals, your beliefs were forced down their throats. None of it was based in factual information. None of it. And now we have a pedophile in office. That's how extreme it has gotten. I used to claim myself to be a Republican, but I can't make that claim no more because I strongly disagree with what they're doing. Democrats, well, you're no better. You guys were in power how many times? Especially this last go around with Joe Biden when the Supreme Court ruled that the president has, immunity to practically everything. And Joe Biden chose to do nothing with it. He just bowed his head and walked away. and allowed Trump to take the position that he has. He knew what was coming. We all knew what was coming. And yet, Democrats chose to do nothing once again. It's kind of the retelling tale of Democrats get power and do nothing about it. Strange, huh? But Republicans, they increase our deficit every time. They try to whittle away at the government. It's mind-boggling that we have two parties set on doing nothing for the American people. So I don't claim to be a part of either party, because if you claim to be a part of either party, nowadays it just makes you sound like you're a part of a cult. The fact of it is, the truth is, it's a cult. It really, truly is. What do we do about it?